Hey everyone, I just wanted to share an experience I just had with Facebook and how awesome its algorithm is. Waking up this morning, I noticed that I had a notification from Facebook. I clicked on it and it indicated that it removed one of my posts. The post was from November 30th, 2016. By 2016, I had been living in South Korea for a little bit over 11 years at that point. And for anyone that's lived in Korea or worked in Korea, you'll have a similar experience, especially if you lived in Korea in the 90s or early 2000s, or even in the up to the middle 2010s. Korea used to treat all foreigners from every single country as being addled, dangers to society. So if you were visiting Korea, if you moved to Korea and you had a working visa, within 30 days of your arrival in Korea, you had to get a test, and there was other tests involved. The tests that they ran on you looked for HIV because the Korean government assumed that all foreigners had HIV and or AIDS, that all foreigners had some version of TB or whatever, and that you were likely addled. So they ran you through x-rays to make sure you didn't have TB. They ran blood tests for AIDS, HIV, and they made sure that there was no residual in your system. So every time I would go home back to Canada for a short stay and then return to Korea on a new visa, I had to undergo these tests. And it was ridiculous. It was the Korean government's blatant racism towards literally everybody who is not ethnically Korean. So, of course, I guess in 2016, it looks like I posted an experience I had at one of their regional hospitals. So I landed in Korea. It's odd that this is from 2016 because in 2016 I was still on a current visa. So normally you don't have to retest when you renew your visa, only when you start a new one. And in 2016 in November, I wasn't starting a new test, but anyway, or a new visa. But I was required to go to the hospital. They tried to draw some blood. And the nurse, who was not wearing latex gloves, had a hard time getting blood from me. This is a common experience I've had because my veins run under the muscles. So it's typically very difficult to get blood from me. Especially if they haven't had training with how to do blood draws for people with this kind of condition. So this moderately trained nurse was trying to pull blood from me. She stuck it in my arm without gloves and without swabbing the area with alcohol. Got nothing. Pulled the needle out and stuck the same needle into me 2 more times. I guess she eventually got blood because they wouldn't have let me leave the hospital without blood. So maybe on the 3rd time they got the blood. Anyway, after this experience, I shared this on Facebook, and you can see the first part of the post. And of course, in my classic sarcastic tone, I tear into ridiculous governments and ridiculous policies. But Facebook and its stupid algorithm doesn't care about context and can't pick up sarcasm. So, in the infinite wisdom of dipshit Facebook algorithm, it flagged a post from 10 years ago and has considered it to be me selling or promoting highly addictive, non-medical or psychedelic drugs, and or giving instructions on how to take drugs, and or selling or promoting equipment used to take pics, because Facebook's computer is shit. And when you file an appeal, of course it's the same algorithm, the same basic 1990s level coding that reviews it. And if that aired the first time, of course it's going to air again the second time. So within seconds of me filing a review, Facebook upheld its original decision, because that's how things get fixed and get done at Facebook. Your post was flagged because of our dipshit computer. So if you want to file an appeal, the same dipshit computer will flag it again. Brilliant coding on the part of Facebook. So now I have a flag on my account, because this is what Facebook does. And yet, when people have actually threatened my life on Facebook and or used my image in a degrading, humiliating way, and I file an appeal, Facebook does one of two things. Either they literally never respond to that reported post, or weeks later, maybe months later, they say the post violated no condition. Now, according to Facebook, they pretend that there's both freedom of expression, but also that posts have to be respectful and safe. Yet again, when I've shared posts that have expressly called for my lynching or my violent physical assault in public spaces, Facebook finds that the post violated no community rules in maintaining respect and safety. So, this is the problem with social media apps. They have garbage algorithms created by garbage human beings, the very few that work there, because Facebook doesn't employ human beings typically. So what am I left to do? Things like my sarcastic posts from 10 years ago get flagged, taken down, and then I'm restricted from using multiple apps on Facebook, which, let's face it, I don't really use any of those apps anyway, so it's not going to impact my life, because I think Facebook's shit and I've been deplatforming myself. But yet it's slowly devolving into a place where sinister people can share really hateful content, and Facebook finds no issues with that.